okay?
Yeah, what's up? What's up?
Okay, ready to rock and roll. So, what I'm gonna do is kind of play like my like an intro song, and then greet the chat. And then when I'm done doing that, I'll bring you on for our dialogue.
Oh shit, I thought you were already live. I'm already live on mine, bro.
Oh, you are. Oh
hey,
shit.
hey, because I'm already live on mine, how about we just do an intro for you first?
Okay, cool,
Yeah,
cool,
let's do
cool,
let's
cool.
do a solo intro for you, then I'll intro myself on yours.
All right, no problem, no problem.
All right.
What's cracking? It's your boy QB Passport Flexin coming in on the Controverse podcast. Passport, bro, gonna have an interesting discussion tonight. If you guys are new to my channel, go ahead and sub, give the video a like. And yes, we're gonna talk about our passport bros, the new lanes in the travel space.
All right, let's do it, man. Let's go ahead and
All
get live on yours.
right. Okay. Gotcha. All right. I'm just gonna skip the intro song since you're already live. Okay. And we are live. All right. What is up, everybody? Go ahead and hit the like button. Interesting live tonight. I know I'm starting a little late. I'm just going to share this link. And if you guys are coming in, go ahead and hit the like button. We got a special guest tonight, and we're going to talk about the lane passport bros in this space just in 1 second. But while I send the link out to my audience, go ahead and give yourself an intro.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, how about you go ahead and send out that link first? Cause I gotta send out mine, cause I'm live on mine, and
Okay.
then mine is like a little bit
Okay.
bugging right now. So let me.
Okay.
I think I created two broadcasts. I think that's what happened.
Okay. No problem.
Yeah.
Guys coming in, go ahead and tap in, hit the like button, sub to the guest's channel, and I will send out this link really quick, and
All
we'll
right.
have our discussion. Okay, cool.
I don't know what
Mods,
happened there. I had two
hold on.
broadcasts set up. I don't know what happened there. That was kind of strange.
Okay, no, it's all good. All right, 12 people in the building. You guys are just getting in. Let me send this to this Discord really quick, and then we'll get going with our discussion.
Let's do it.
Guys, just to let you guys know, QB has been a little busy lately, but I do have a vlog coming out very soon for you guys as promised. So stay tuned for that. Appreciate you, Uncle Guns. I just need to send this link really quick, and then we'll go ahead and begin the show.
All right. I'm sending mine out. I'm almost done.
All right, cool. Oh, wait. No, didn't want to do that. Delete that. You guys coming in, 10 people in the building, go ahead and hit the like button. Shout out to Megatron. I see you in the building, player. Appreciate you. What I need to do, because I've been having some weird bots lately. I mean, it's really haven't been
Hey,
hurting my channel.
you having free bots joining your live? That's kind of crazy, bro. I
Yeah.
need that too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're just really out of control. But okay, cool. That's it. I think I should be okay. Maybe it's too late and they just don't care. Anyways, let's get right into it. So I appreciate you coming in. to the live. Really quick, what is your thoughts on Passport Bros from like
Wait, brother,
Asian guy?
we skipped the intro. My bad, bro.
Oh,
I
okay.
totally
Oh,
forgot
okay. Yeah,
that.
yeah. Go ahead. Go
All
ahead
right.
with the intro. Go ahead with the intro.
What's up, y'all? My name is Panda from the Convert Podcast, where we basically talk about problems in societal norms, mostly modern dating, and mostly now we're doing more like Asian dating. So saw Passport Flexin, QB, and I was like, yo, I had some experience dating abroad in Asia, a lot of experience, mostly in Taiwan. I was a huge fuckboy out in Taiwan. So, I mean, there's a lot to be discussed, bro.
Okay, right on, right on. Uh, Again, guys, go ahead and sub to his channel, and we're going to begin the show. So, the first question I have: what is your dating experience here in the States before you took, your trip to Southeast Asia?
I'm gonna be frank, like my dating experience here wasn't too bad. Like
Hmm.
it was pretty mediocre. But the thing is, when I went to Taiwan, I mean, look, it's not as bad as what people say. It's like this whole feminist stuff. Because honestly, I never got played in a way where like I got used for free meals. So a lot of people they get getting played for free meals. It's also like you gotta filter out things a little bit more too.
Right.
Hey, we got some
Absolutely.
chats in mind. Is QB not in Mexico anymore? Is he back in the States?
No, I'm in Mexico. So I'm in Mexicali right now as we speak.
Yeah. Well, anyways, yeah, I was gonna say,
Hmm.
continue on. So when I went to Taiwan, it was actually way better, and I was hooked on it. When I went to Taiwan to start dating, like I would say the first few times, like 2019, that was right before COVID, and dude, things were popping over there. And yeah, I didn't have that bad of an experience over here. It wasn't like too crazy of a feminist experience, but over there, man, it's like girls there are feminine as fuck. So,
Oh,
I don't know if I
okay.
could swear on your channel, bro, but I always swear, man.
Um,
Keep it to a
well,
minimum.
probably keep it PG-13 so I can get fully monetized.
Yeah, all right, for sure. I'll try to minimize that.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, that's okay.
The
Now,
host.
before going to Taiwan, just for a frame of reference, where did you do most of your dating in the States?
So I'm residing in California, pretty close to
Okay,
Los Angeles. It's I don't know if you know
nice.
West Covina. So I'm around there.
Yep.
And pretty much over
Okay.
here, there's a lot of Asians. And the breadth of my experience, I'm gonna be real. Like, I never dated a white girl, a Latina girl, whatever. Like, I
Hmm.
only date Asians. And honestly, I've been wanting to try. I've been wanting to taste the rainbow. But honestly, dude, it's hard. It's hard to develop
Pause
that
when you say
interest.
that. Taste the rainbow.
Yeah, dude. It's I've only tasted the Asian rainbow. I'll put it like
Oh,
that.
okay.
Yeah.
Got it. So I would say Asian guys do well in Latin America, specifically Mexico. There's a huge advocate for dating in Mexico City. He's an Asian content creator, and eventually I'm going to get him on my channel as well. He's been dating in Mexico City for about 5 years. So there is opportunity for all guys of all races to date in Latin America, specifically Mexico.
So this guy's also an Asian guy, right?
Yes, I think he goes by Mexpat Dating. I have his contact information, so if you guys want to, do content, cool. No, he's not. I made him say pause on that. Taste the rainbow because it's kind
He's bi. No, yeah, Uncle Acid. I'm bi. Yeah, for sure. If you want to go on a date with me, I'd be totally down. My pronouns are bi and legend and controversy.
I love the dry humor. So, when you were there in Taiwan, what did you witness? Uh, Foreigners specifically, the type of activity or the type of foreigners that were dating the girls there.
The foreigners getting girls there, or you mean like white guys, or you mean like Asian Americans? Because I would categorize in three
Let's
different.
right. Let's just go with white guys. So white guys from the United States, maybe Australia, Canada, Europe. What did you experience?
So it's not that I experienced it, but I observed. Um,
Yes, my bad.
they
Observed.
they did get a lot of attention, right? So whenever they be walking on the street, like a lot of people would be looking at them. When they're in the club, like a lot of girls would be looking at them too. But there's preferences over there. So some
Mhm.
girls they would be like, I want to try a white guy, right? It's kind of like me. It's like I want to taste the rainbow. They're like, I want to taste the rainbow too. But
Mhm.
sorry, my thing's bugging out. Is it bad Wi-Fi?
No, you're good. These bots are already coming in here. There's already 500 people watching.
Wait, you got
Mods,
the
mods. If we can get these bots out, cool. If not, I'm gonna have to go subscribers mode already.
that's crazy,
But
man.
go, yeah, they're doing it every live stream,
Hey, how
man.
many
Every
how many legit viewers do you have? Because I have five right now.
no, legit would be around. There were 19 to 20. That's legit. But
That's pretty
I don't
solid.
want to yeah, I don't want to disrupt the conversation, but I'm about to put this on subscribers mode. But continue with your story.
Yeah. Okay. Well, before I say that, like anybody on my channel, make sure uh drop a chat so I know you're here. If you have any questions, I'll be answering them while we do this interview. Pretty much interview both ways because I have some questions for you too, brother. All
Okay,
right.
cool.
So
No
going back to
problem.
this, so a lot of the white guys they get a lot of attention, and I'll put it short. I mean, it's like white guys anywhere. I think they don't really have to say too much. A lot of girls just look at them, they get a lot of attention. But the Asian Americans, right, on the flip side, I feel like they probably get more, I would say, solid girls. Because the girls over there who are going for white guys, they're the types of girls that are just like always out partying. They got a little bit of a twisted perspective on life, and it's a little bit degenerate. I don't know if you know what I mean, but they're just
Mhm.
it's like the typical. They don't really do much except for party.
So they're not embracing the culture, they're not learning the language, and they are not assimilating. Is that correct?
No, I mean they could be learning the culture, they could be learning the language, but it's just they get a lot of attention, and they attract a lot of women that's just basically in it to try, and they're trying to get like a white guy to be super loyal, but there's not a lot of white guys that would be super down. They're just like all over the place. For Asian Americans, though, on the flip side, they actually see these Asian Americans as like more long term because it's like I think I watched some of your podcasts with Sebastian, and it's exactly what he
Right.
says. It's basically Asian women like they want to bring an Asian back. So if you're Asian American, yeah, your Mandarin might suck ass, but you're presentable back to like bringing her back to her bringing you home. So yeah, that's pretty
Okay.
much it.
That makes sense. All right. And not only you been to Taiwan, you also been to the Philippines and Thailand. And what was your experience over there?
Yeah, so I'm gonna be real. I mean, I didn't really date over there. It was just more like screwing around. I did have, I did attract a couple women here and there. But just like quick, like my experience over there is so limited. But from what I
Okay.
could gather as a first glance in Thailand, Dude, I have a story for this, man. It's like not just about the women over there, but the guys over there. They would be, oh my god. We had this free gym at our hotel, and then there was no key code required to go in, and there's no key code required to go in the elevator. There was nobody in there. Everyone would know about the spot, but everyone's out partying all the time. And especially like the foreigners who are from America, from out of the country, they go over there and there's these fat loser dudes walking around the street. I'm like, dude, this is crazy. But Thai girls, I'll just put it short. They could be very, very clingy, like not letting you go type of thing. I got called a lot of times from this one girl I met from the club, and I was mostly in Pattaya, dude. It's just party city over there. I'll put it like that.
Okay, right on. Now, I know your experience was limited with Thailand and the Philippines. Would you go back to date casually or seek something long term?
I wouldn't because
Okay.
I mean, here's the thing. I feel like um, in Thailand, like Pattaya, okay, it's
Hmm.
I don't know too much about Bangkok. I was only there for like a couple days. Most of it was in Pattaya, but when I was in Pattaya, it just looked like it was a bubble. It was a bubble of a space, and like the people in there, they're almost always partying, and I didn't really see any sort of normal lifestyle. And I think when I would bring someone from Pattaya, I don't know about Bangkok, right? But if I were to bring someone from Pattaya over here to live a normal suburban lifestyle, dude, I don't think she could handle that, man, to be honest. So a lot of these people talking about like a lot of these people talking about like being a passport bro and going to Thailand and Thailand being the pinnacle of passport broing is
Hmm.
not that smart, honestly. It's like that's the bottom of the barrel to me. I'm just speaking on Pattaya. I don't know about Bangkok again or
Right,
other
right, right.
cities.
And so that's very useful information. Now, when you say bottom of the barrel, are we talking about the way the upbringing of the women or the certain type of women? So basically, she's very promiscuous and she sells her body,
I would say
or
okay,
the
so
combination of both.
yeah, so a lot of these girls like if you do find normal women in Pattaya, dude, oh my god, shit, you know. I don't know. Have you been to Pattaya?
No, I haven't touched soil in Asia yet.
Y-
So,
you gotta check out Pattaya. It's great to party, but honestly, I wouldn't have anything long term. But what I'm trying to say is that when you go Pattaya, you go any of the clubs or just walk around. Most of it is just people who are like zombies. They're just out and about in this party lifestyle, and that's all they know. And I'm like, holy shit! Do you guys know any sort of regular life over here? It's kind of ridiculous. You go out nighttime over there, it's just all these zombies walking around.
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Nonstop partying, and basically, would you say it's more of a tourist destination than an actual like city where a lot of the locals live?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's still people that live there, right? I can't say what
Mhm.
the demographic is made up of, but I can say the locals that are living in Pattaya, it's like a bubble, and they're just that's all they know. And when I say like them being promiscuous, it's not like they're promiscuous. The normal people, right? Not the working people. So I forgot to mention when you're in these clubs, you will find a lot of freelance girls, and it's so hard to find, I guess, what you consider a normal girl over there who's not working. Um,
Uh-huh.
I was hanging out with a group of girls, and then this one girl, she's a normal girl, and
Uh-huh.
she was like, "Oh yeah, we're all normal." But then later, um, I see her friend trying to bring a guy over, and she's like trying to tell me to tell him, hey, can you tell him I'm charging this much to go home with him? And I'm like, what the hell? I thought you guys say you guys are normal girls. And then the girl that I was with that brought me in, she was like, yeah, we're normal. Well, I'm a normal girl. I didn't know this girl was doing it. And I was like, dude, this is crazy. Like you don't even know your friends are becoming like workers like that, you know?
Right.
I'm like, what the hell is going on? This is crazy.
Oh
And
man.
and bro, I shit
Okay.
you not. When me and my boy, we went to almost all of the clubs in Pattaya
Hmm.
on Walking Street, okay? Um Whenever we would go in, we see a bunch of girls just looking at us, and we're like, "Damn, are we that good looking over here? Damn, these Thailand guys are not that good looking, or what?" And I'd be like, "What the hell's going on?" They were all workers. The ones that are looking at you, like checking you out hard, they're workers, bro.
Mm,
Yeah, so
okay.
it's hard to find normal girls in Pattaya. I think Bangkok it's a lot easier. I think it's not much of a tourist trap like that.
Okay. And so kind of going back to the top of the discussion, do you kind of feel like passport bros are selling dreams when it comes to Southeast Asia? Because based on the social media, it's a lot of, and I'm not here to rate men, but it looks like the losers kind of back at home trying to find that young, attractive, fit girl that they're probably not able to get that type of girl of their own race. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I want to first ask. I mean,
Hmm.
I know your channel is like QB Passport Flexin. So, are you a proponent of Passport Bro movement?
Great question. So, I'm a proponent of guys dating women organically outside the United States. What's happening now is this movement has kind of been diluted by guys that are just promoting traveling to monger with, women of that country. For me, it's organic dating or date casual dating. That's what I'm a proponent of.
So, I don't quite understand like the difference between the two. So, like you're saying that you casually date, but like what about the guys who are part of the movement and then they go over there to casually date and then they're actually trying to find someone um that they want to ship over. So what's the difference in intent?
Okay, well, you have great question. You have channels that are just promoting the ladies of the night. So they're going to Asia, they're going to Latin America, and they're solely dealing with women in the red light district. But then there's also a group of men, okay, and I kind of fell in this category myself before meeting my girlfriend, where you're casually dating the girls there. So if it's meeting a girl from a nightclub, Tinder, Bumble, social events, and you're there for a week, you and her hang out during that week, cool, and then you go to another city, rinse and repeat. So there's guys that want to do that, and then you have a group of men that want something long term. So now, since I'm dating my girlfriend long term, most of the content is regarding that.
Cool. Yeah. Um I mean, so I guess you would consider yourself a passport bro, right?
I would consider myself a passport bro, but I do not promote the pay for play aspect of it. No,
Yeah. I
this is
think I think it's
definitely
important
not.
for us to define the terms because like I
Mhm.
would consider everyone who, like for example, like you going to casually date there, a passport bro. Someone who also goes there to the red light district, that's also a passport bro. Uh, let's first let's first
I
read this
would I
comment.
would disagree, and here's why. Those type of men are more so up just basically being a S tourist, okay? So for guys that casually date, it's hey, I'm in Latin America, and I'm going to use Latin America as an example because that's where a lot of guys go. I'm here. I'm off for a month. I may want to try different cities, different countries within that region to potentially find a girl long term.
Yeah,
Whereas the guy that's going to the red light district, that's not really his intent. His intent is how many girls can I bang with X amount of dollars within this period of time. So, two different guys with two different agendas.
true.
That's my perspective on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think I got a little bit confused because when you first brought it up, you said you're different from the guys that go to the red light district. So you did make it sound like they're part of the
Okay.
Passport Bro movement. So um, then what's the other half of the Passport Bro movement? You're the one that casually dates. What's the other half?
It's casually date and then guys that are seeking something long term, but I wouldn't put sex tourists part of passport bros. I wouldn't categorize them as passport bros.
Okay.
I know that they want to be part of passport bros, but usually their content is just basically showing you one aspect of going to that country, and that's usually the women, the red light district, and that's it. Other guys is showing you, okay, this is how you date, this is places to go. They show you vlogging, they tell you about special events. They can even share their experience actually being an expat there. So it's kind of different levels compared to just that one guy that's there for that sole purpose.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, I would say if you're looking for casual dating, if you're looking for long-term dating, all of it to me is passport bros. I mean, even guys who go for those red light districts, I know of a couple guys who they go and then they want to turn one of these like freelance workers into like a normal girl, and
Mhm.
that's a passport bro too, right? So whoever is going out of the country in hopes of finding a woman that they could bring over here, or not even over here, but just like have a life with a girl outside of the country. I think that's a passport bro, right?
So referring it just a little bit, so like guys that they're basically trying to make a girl that's working into their girlfriend, you would still qualify them as a passport bro. Is that correct?
Yeah, I would say yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Like anyone who's
I,
trying to.
I I would still label them as sex tourists because again, there's still a group of guys that they're going to say no to partaking in that type of activity. So if it's sugar dating, straight up pay for play, going to brothels, casas, meeting those girls there, and then trying to form some type of organic relationship, to me, that still gets you in the category as a S tourist.
Yeah, all right.
Whereas,
Let's just assume it's on your terms, okay? So
okay,
the minus everything with like the whole S tourism. How about what's wrong with the other half of the passport bro movement? So you're part of one half. What's wrong with the other one?
well, the other half, and I'm happy you brought that up, are basically, the guys that are being simps, guys that have really, really high expectations. And they're the guys that did not self improve before traveling outside of the United States. And they're having to basically be a beta to foreign women. And guys shouldn't put themselves in that category without doing the self improvement.
I see it as they're betas over here, but then in hopes of being an alpha, they go over there to attract the women and dominate the relationship because they can't do it over here.
You may have some guys. I would definitely not disagree. You have some guys that, all right, because it is the laws here are different and the women are, and it's a situation to where you want more of a feminine
Yeah. So
type of girl,
let's go
right?
back to
And
your
unless,
question. I think your question about like I think you were asking me about like those passport bros, like they going over there.
hmm
Like what issue do I have with that, or anything? Do I have any sort of issues?
or
What was that
well,
question?
just your thoughts on it. You know, you may not have an issue. You may say, hey, it's not a big deal to me. Just kind of your thoughts on it, and what have you actually seen. And by the way, we got the bots out of here. 38 people in the building. Hit the likes up.
That's
Appreciate you
crazy.
guys.
That's a lot. Hey, I think we should leave this comment up. I want to talk about this. This is
Sure,
pretty good.
sure.
But let
And
me let
by the
me
way, super chats are welcome, guys. Go ahead if you guys want to donate to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it.
yeah,
But we're
let
gonna
me answer
leave.
you first before we
hmm
get to this. So I think the point of me coming here today, like I think I wanted to make it very clear that, and this is gonna piss off a lot of people, especially probably your viewers, but I think a lot of the passport bros, um, they're they're losers. Most of them, if not all, are pretty losery, and we could debate about this. I mean, I don't mean to disrespect you. It's just, um, I have a lot of respect for you, but I think this whole passport bro movement is pretty losery. As someone who did it before, and I have reasons for that. I'm not just like calling people out when I never done it before. So the point of contention I want to make is that what comprises a passport bro? We define those terms already, and a passport bro basically they want to go overseas to bring a girl over here, right? Most of these dudes are already beta, and even if they're not beta, they're just average dudes, right? How would most of these guys bring a lot of these girls over when they lack the funds to, especially in California, right? California, the standard of living is through the roof. And if you were to bring a girl over here, her English is not good. Her finding a job in California is very difficult. So I tried to ship a girl over here. By the way, I make over 6 figures as an engineer. My full time job is an engineer. So I tried to do that, and dude, it's hard. It's hard to get a girl a job over here. So I think the problem I have with this is the reality of it, where a lot of these guys have this hope and dream, but they're average or lower than average, and they're not gonna be able to make it, right? Um, I don't know anything about you, like with like how much you're making, but like for me, I think that in California to live a decent life with a girl, you gotta be making at least like 250K as a household income. And I think with the realities of the world today, especially this country, it takes two to tango. You can't have just one. Most dudes who are making above 250K, I think that's like less than 5% of the California population. So I'm just doing it based off math. I mean, I couldn't even do it with my above 6 figure salary, but yeah, it's tough. So
Right. That was a lot that you just said, and let me respond.
yep,
So I would agree a certain portion of passport bros are definitely losers. And in this space, we definitely call those guys out.
yeah,
There is guys that go and simp, spend money recklessly, again, have these high expectations, don't self-improve, and they are still struggling to date women long term with genuine desire. Now, another thing that you mentioned that I disagree is bringing girls back to the United States. The real agenda is to go to that foreign country and assimilate and live there permanently. bringing a girl back, shipping back, you're putting yourself in a very vulnerable position. There's been many stories and many cases, especially women in Asia, where they come over here, they get married, they divorce the loser, and then they go back home to that country and they take all the guys, resources. So that is something that a lot of men should not do. So how do you actually find a solution that works well for you? And for me, I'm fortunate that Mexico is right here. My girlfriend lives in Mexico right now in Guadalajara, but at any given moment I can move her to a border city. And since I'm only an hour and 30 minutes away from the actual border, there is a solution to where I can be with her long term and not bring her back to the United States. I marry her in Mexico. I can own property in Mexico, banking, decided to have a family. They would have USA citizenship, but I have dual citizenship. So it's more so putting yourself into a situation to where you have the advantage, not the woman. So bringing a girl back, shipping, will definitely put you in a disadvantage.
Hey, that's why I respect you. See, like I didn't even know all that story and backstory or context, but I already knew that like you had some sort of plan worked out. But I my voice cracked. I feel like a lot of these dudes, right? Like they would go to Latin America and try to bring them back. I think there's different kinds of passport bros, right? The ones that go live outside of the country, outside of the US, and there's the ones that try to bring the girl into the US. So the ones that want to live outside of the US, that's fine. I mean, I think Mexico is pretty close enough to California, SoCal especially, for you to have a dual lifestyle like that. So that's mad respect. And like before I even had this conversation with you or learn about anything, like I already knew there's some sort of thing because I mean, you strike me as someone who's intellectual, so I already knew that. But like the people that are in the people that are trying to get girls from Latin America over here, they don't have a border they could just cross. They have to like take the plane. They have to bring either one has to go over here or one over here has to go over there. So that's the big ass problem. And then if these dudes marry this chick, another thing that I forgot to mention when you're like speaking,
Mm-hmm.
these dudes that marry these girls, if they're beta, the girl is probably starting to see all these alphas over here in the US, and then they're like, damn, I have opportunities to marry this other guy now, and he's way better than this guy. So she leaves this dude for this other guy. So that's another point, right? That's another scenario. Obviously, these are things that never happened
So
to
the
me.
question I have for you, and this is really good. If a guy goes overseas, should he try to date a girl outside of his league? And what I mean by that is if you are a guy that cannot organically attract a young, feminine woman that's very attractive, but she approaches you in a way where, oh, I want to be in a relationship with you, I love you. I mean, it can either be overseas or here. What's your thoughts on that, really quick?
Yeah, so I think he could attract whoever he wants. I mean, it should be a free world, right? I mean, there's certain parts of the world where it's not as free. But yeah, it's a free world, but he has to be strategic. So if he's gonna bring that girl over here, like I said in that example, and she gets exposed to all this Western ideal, he's screwed, right? Hey, $50. Let's go.
Appreciate you, Roy. Appreciate you for dropping in. We're going to respond to this super chat. Thank you, by the way. Go ahead and read it out.
Yeah, all right. Shout out to QB, great stream. Who defines what is a loser? Is a loser the average guy in the USA? That's what Panda makes it sound like. Passport Bros is about the freedom to travel, experience, and expand options overseas. Something I can't envy. And that's a really great question. I really
Ooh.
respect this. Um,
Ooh.
I think here's the thing.
But hold on
Yeah,
before you answer. I
I
like the heat that he's bringing to this
I like it. I
conversation.
like it. Mad
I
respect.
like the heat.
Mad respect.
So go ahead and answer that, and then I'm gonna follow up.
So before we had this whole I don't know, do you call this a podcast? If it's virtual, is it still a podcast?
Podcast, debate, just conversation.
Yeah, before we started
Whatever.
this podcast, all right, I was like, I
Yeah.
really hope someone asks this question. So this is a good thing. Bringing this point up. So I never said don't don't be a passport bro. You could have that experience, but I think if you keep being a passport bro and you keep relying on that, it's like a drug. And I say that because I've been there before. I was that loser in 2020 um when USA was going through this whole COVID stuff. I was locked at home. I started losing some confidence. I was like, dude, like I got to get out. I went to Taiwan during cuz I also have a Taiwan passport. So I went to Taiwan and I was like, dude, I'm gonna find my wife here. All these girls are so good. But as my visa was, it's like I have a passport, but it's like it still has a visa. So as my visa was about to expire, I was like stressing out, and I was like, shit, I have to find a girl here right now before I go back, or else it's game over. Because I won't ever have the opportunity. If you have that scarcity mindset, that oh shit, like it's game over, dude, that's when you know you're already hooked on this. So go ahead, explore whatever, right? But there's thresholds to everything. It's like for example, there's thresholds to doing uh, whatever. It starts with a D. I'm not gonna say it, right? There's thresholds
Mhm.
to gaming. There's thresholds to being whatever, right? For everything. But like if you're gonna be a passport bro and you're gonna go out there for like years and years of times to keep traveling and trying to hope to find a wife, I think that's the point where it starts to get blurred, and that's where I was honestly I was in that state, and I think that a lot of guys need to watch out for that because you might be falling down a rabbit hole and you might not know how to climb out because you're exposed to all these things that when you come back, it's kind of like when you do some pills, right? You have all this serotonin loss that when you finally do the next one, it's not going to help with your serotonin, and you keep like trying to boost it back up, but it's like now you live a life that's not even happy anymore, like your standard level of happiness has dropped down.
Okay,
I don't know if that
so
makes sense, but yeah.
what I kind of get, shout out to the 30 people in the building. Make sure you hit the like button. Now I'm going to answer this question as well.
There's yeah.
If you're a passport bro continuously doing degenerate behavior and dating, basically promiscuous women, you're kind of in that loser category. Is that the statement that you're making?
No, not promiscuous women. I'm saying like if you
Oh,
keep if you keep riding on trying to find a girl overseas, like that's your last hope. You keep like riding on that, like as if you're like, if I go back to the States and like my visa's over, it's game over for my
mhm.
dating life. If you have that um if you have that
Oh,
feeling,
okay.
you're kind of
I understand.
yeah,
I
you're falling in
understand.
that trap.
Yes. Okay. Cool.
And he
Now,
has he has
my
this whole question about like being a loser or whatever. We could answer
mhm,
that in a bit.
mhm.
But yeah, we could keep it rolling from this.
Oh, okay. So to respond to Roy's super chat, I wouldn't say the average USA guy is a loser, but if you are basically mentally and not physically prepared to deal with women of a foreign country and you have these high expectations of dating like I don't know a 7 or an 8 and you constantly are getting either rejected or used by these type of women, then you're definitely in that loser category. Because to me, a lot of it is the mental aspect of understanding, okay, I'm a foreigner, but how can I date to my advantage? And if you can't figure that out, then yes, you are the loser. Now, How do you overcome that? Well, you overcome that through self improvement. You do the things that are necessary. You have a better understanding. You know that, hey, if I'm a 55-year-old guy, in order for me to date a girl that maybe be more attracted to me compared to the young 21-year-old, maybe I date a girl that's 31, 35, okay? And she's going to give me more of that genuine desire. And she sees me as a man that she can benefit long term versus the girl just using me because she wants to go out to a nice restaurant. So I hope that answers your super chat, but I would not say the average guy that travels outside the United States is the loser back at home. I would say it's the guy that has unrealistic expectations and did not self improve to put himself in that dating market to have an advantage.
I think he said he asked, is a loser guy the average guy in the USA? I don't think he had any mention of passport bros in that part. Yeah, I don't know. Because I think you're
Okay.
making it sound like whoever travels outside is an average loser guy. But I think his question is a loser the average
Mhm.
guy in the USA? Yeah.
Right, that is his question.
Okay. Well,
Thank you for I don't know, man. That's a tough one.
I
No, Roy, I would still say the average guy still has options here in the United States.
true.
He
I
may
was
not
just about to
have
say
the
that.
options that he likes. Okay, I'm back. Okay, cool. I would say that the average guy still has options here in the United States, and therefore I wouldn't really classify him as being a loser.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing. I mean, it's like a scale, right? I think the problem with Roy's question is who defines what is a loser. I think he's making it sound like it's subjective, but if we look at who defines who is ugly, who defines who is pretty, who defines who is handsome, I
Mhm.
think it's all like based on stats, and we have to look at the stats. Like, for example, like I had this one friend. Um, a lot of the girls in high school found him attractive. So he's attractive guy. I think we can't rule out the fact that there's loser guys if a lot of people think this guy's a loser. So if this guy is simping all the time for a girl and just getting used for money, and the bros know of that, a lot of the bros would think that's some loser shit, right? So yeah, I think it's basically it's not a subjective thing. I think it's very objective. Like to know if someone's a loser or not. I think you just you could tell like based off people's feedback. You could tell based on your own self-awareness of your actions.
Right. Hold on. No, I totally understand.
Yeah.
So let's kind of pivot out of that and let's kind of I got this TikTok. Uh, what's your thoughts on this, really quick?
Money that Gucci Prada come be my sugar daddy. He love me.
I can't play the black background music, but
Yeah, I got you.
uh,
Monetization purposes.
now when you say passport bro loser, this is the argument right here. This I would never promote this on a social media on a TikTok. We're seeing an older, Caucasian man with a young Asian woman giving her the money, and based on their TikTok, it seems like this is his wife, very very attractive Filipino girl. What's your thoughts on? And it looks like they have a kid together. What's your thoughts on that type of behavior?
Um, I mean, this is a very controversial topic. I mean, there's a good reason
Mhm.
why we're called the Controvert Podcast for my podcast, right? Um, So a lot of people are gonna see this as, oh, this is very positive. You know, he's found his love with through money, and he's able to have a kid and live overseas and be very happy. And you know, they take very cute, affectionate photos. But what I see is a loser. This is straight loser, man. What the? Look. You don't need to have like a lot of money to not be a loser. You're still a loser. Like you just showed the whole world, hey, I used my American wage to get a girl overseas. What was this in Philippines? This is still loser shit to me. Like, come on, man. Like, you just told the whole world I lack social abilities that I have to use my money to get a girl. That's loser, bruh. That's hella loser. I mean, this is another controversial topic I have too. I don't know if you want to keep playing it, but yeah,
keep going. You're flowing. I'm gonna let you go, man. I'm gonna comment in on this as well.
All right.
Well, go ahead.
So I've had a couple times where I pointed this out on my podcast where Mark Zuckerberg, okay, CEO of Meta, I think honestly he's a loser. Okay, so you could have all the money in the world, you could still be a loser. Like the way he talks is just not a state of respect. Like I see that as like hella beta. Like he can't even stand for what's right, and he just all he is like a lizard. He's just hey, Mark Zuckerberg here. Yeah, hey. There's nothing valuable, man. You can still be a loser if you have all the money in the world.
Right, and another great example of that is Jeff Bezos, right? He got divorced, has all the money in the world, and money can't change. I mean, this is kind of subjective when I say this, but money can't change your charisma. It's a certain trait, you have it or you don't have it. Money can somewhat change your looks, right? You hire a fitness trainer, you lose the weight, you get a hair transplant like I did. That can help. But if I come off as a creepy dude, I'm still not going to be able to attract a certain amount of women because I have that creepy vibe. A guy like this, where because he feels I'm a white dude, I can go to Asia, and I just have the money, this girl's gonna love me and respect me as white conquistador. But the problem is what you're portraying to social media is, man, I met a gold digger and I didn't want to self-improve. And to me, it's like, yo, this girl is like using you. And the other problem is, who's to say that she doesn't leave you within a certain amount of time?
Well, we'll see about that. I don't know how prominent his flow of income is, but it's good, QB. How's the travel life treating you? All right. Yeah. I mean, but the fact still stands. Like, if you take money out of the equation, this guy would have never pulled this chick. So the fact that he had to rely on money, and he's posting a TikTok of him giving her money. He relied on money to get this girl. This chick was bought. It's pretty much I don't want to say the word, but it's pretty much a freelance worker. And people could be like, oh, well, she looks very much in love with him. Yeah, because money was the point. Money was the point of contention that made this girl want to be with him. So honestly, like this guy, I don't believe in anyone who uses money like this in extravagant amount to get a girl. Like this is ridiculous.
It gets worse, brother. It gets worse. Hold on. Let me read this super chat. I want to show you another one. Shout out to Just John. The travel life is treating me well. I got a vlog coming. Stay tuned for that, John. We got to do our live, Just John, by the way. And then stay tuned for next week or next weekend. A lot that I'm going to show you guys. Now, we have this gentleman. Does he also qualify as the loser? Now, some dudes don't care. They say, yo, I got it. I'm an older man. I got this young, hot Asian girl
Hey,
as
this
my
chick's my
woman.
type. I like this. The white skin, fobby look. I love that. God damn.
Right. I mean, he's in there, man. He's letting it know. You know, Sarah Jane, Maria didn't want me, but I took my white dollars and my old ass out there to Asia, and I'm Chad Maxon.
You know, this guy, it's a little bit more confusing because this guy, he looks more like a boss. He's like more well put together, especially in that suit
Right.
with the sunglasses.
I see your point.
But dude, how old are you, bro? And you're doing these TikTok, bro? Come on, man. Like, come on. And you flicking people, bro? How old? Come on, stop that. You know, it's ridiculous. Loser shit.
Now, one thing I will say, and I will defend the Passport Bros on this. Because you are a Passport Bro, you do not, it's just as a man, you can be a lifelong bachelor. Like, it's not required for you to marry a girl or be in a long-term relationship. If you want to be a bachelor for the rest of your life, you can do that. For me, let's just say if things didn't work out with my girlfriend that I'm dating, I would consider being a bachelor for the remainder of my life. It all depends. So you're right. He has the boss look, and he could say, "Hey, I just retired. I got over 5 million in the bank, and this is the type of girl that I want to date casually."
You think it's casual? I think it looks pretty serious. But here's something I want to clear up. I want to clear something up. I mean, I think this guy's, like I said, this guy's more well put together, and maybe he has a lot of money in the bank, and he's not like just flexing like, yo, I'm giving you all this money. Like, it's more of a wholesome vibe. So, look, like, to me, it's loser. I wouldn't argue that everyone would think he's a loser, but the other guy, definitely, I think a lot more people would think he's more of a loser. I mean, that other guy, he doesn't even look like he's like healthy too. So,
Right. I ain't gonna lie, she is attractive. Damn, she looked good right there.
yeah.
I know it's a couple of filters, but honestly, I kind of tip my hat to this dude. Okay.
Honestly, this guy's kind of funny. This guy's kind of funny though. I still gotta give him some respect. This guy's funny. Like, he looks like he's enjoying it.
Right.
The other guy, he's
Right.
just, you could tell he's like a little bit messed up in the head. Yo, I saw there was a comment that said,
Okay.
let's pull that one up.
Yeah. The
Attend to
one
that.
second. Okay.
I got a chat in mind. Let's go over the one in mind.
Which comment? Doors? Is it Doors? MJ?
It was something
I
about
see my
like
boy.
this guy Panda isn't gonna get anything above the average man or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I love these fiery debates. Let's get it.
Okay, so we got MJ.
Before that,
Messi,
I got a comment
5'7".
from PFG. So for this old white guy, what needs to be different for you to call him a winner? I honestly think, like I said, this is very gray area. As I look more into it, this guy, there's still certain qualities I would say is very respectable. The fact that he's having fun, I would say it's chill. But the fact that he has to go overseas to look for this, and it's like, dude, this is a crazy gap. Like, there must be some sort of factor in the equation, which is probably money. I think you don't even have to show me that you're giving a girl money on a TikTok, but like, if that's the case and you're relying on that, that's still a big point that I would think that you're a loser. All right, let's go with this MJ. This Panda would not pull any more
Yeah,
than.
yeah. Go.
Okay,
Right. Go ahead and read that.
this Panda would not. I like how he didn't even say this Panda dude. He said this Panda. He made me sound like an animal. This Panda would not pull any more than any other dude. He could only get a 9 if he had money. So technically, what makes him not a loser? I don't know if you could. Well, I don't even need to show this, but like, I said,
No. I have the receipts. It's up to you. If you want me to drop them, I will drop them.
the thing is, I don't want, because I have some of my viewers looking at this too, and then
Okay.
I have gotten in trouble before with like showing people's faces. So
Got it.
if
Okay.
it's yeah, I mean it's not even gonna work like if we show like faces that's like turned because you can't even tell if she's like hot or not. But yeah, look, MJ, I think your point too is a little bit flawed to be very frank because you're basing it off getting a 9. Like why are you basing it off getting a 9? Like what if a girl's like a 5 or a 6 but she has the best personality? I think that in it of itself is already like very flawed. Like you're basing it off of attraction scale of physical appearance. But like, dude, I've dated a couple. Believe it or not, I've dated a couple like hot like 8, 9. I wouldn't even say 10. But yeah, 8s or 9s, and they are toxic. I would rather date a 6 or even a 5 that has the best personality. I mean, you're just asking for a world of hurt, bro. And like, dude, if you're, I don't know if you're a high value guy, whatever, right? But even if one day I were to become that, then I wouldn't have time to deal with this bullcrap of a girl who has BPD and she's like going all over the place, like screaming and yelling, which has happened before, calling the cops on me for something I didn't even do. I'd rather not deal with that
let me
shit.
also comment on that. Number one, Panda's a cool dude. I saw his receipts. Like he's bringing the heat, man. He's bringing the heat. If y'all saw that trailer before the live, which I know a lot of you guys saw that trailer, you saw him with decent looking women. They were in shape. They looked good.
Dang, you showed the faces
I
there?
mean,
Did
a
you
little bit. I mean, it was quick. It was really quick. And
Oh,
the thing
damn.
is, it's a trailer, so it doesn't
Yeah.
stay on my channel. Like it's
Oh,
over, you know?
okay. All right. I forgot to
Right.
mention too. We gotta blur out those faces.
Oh,
I gotta do something about that.
okay. No,
Yeah.
no, it's all good. I mean, it's gone. It's not
Yeah.
on the channel anymore. So hold on really quick. We got a super chat. Obviously, super chat's going first. Clean Siege 20 with the $5. Appreciate you. Will going overseas to the Philippines to throw hands on David Bond have legal consequences? Oh man. Gotta keep it PG-13. Again, I don't have a beef with David Bond. I don't know. Do you know who David Bond is, Panda?
Who's David Bond? I'm confused, bro.
Oh, you need to do a whole show on David Bond, a response. But basically, long story short, I know you're new to this YouTube space.
Yeah.
David Bond was, we talk about like Roy's question, the loser back at home is the average guy, the loser back at home. He was basically an average white guy that went to Asia and made it big in YouTube, big content creator, basically filming Asian girls, being in relationships with them.
Okay. What the hell happened? Yo. Is this my internet or yours?
No, that's me.
Oh,
My
okay,
bad.
okay. Cool. I'll just check it
Yeah.
out.
Okay. I'm good now. I should be good. So David Bond was a real famous YouTuber, and he tried to start a harem quest as well. Did not succeed at the harem quest, but a lot of guys loved his content because he was that average white dude that went to Asia and dated some pretty Asian women, but it just seemed like he ran out of money as of lately.
So wait, can we remove this? This is kind of distracting me.
Yeah. We'll get this off the studio.
Not because it's like appealing or whatever. It's just more so I want it so that's on us. So why does this guy want to throw hands with David Bond?
I think he's joking. I hope you're joking. We're not going to promote fighting. I appreciate the $5, but yeah, if we throw hands on David, if it's not in the boxing ring, like if it's in the boxing ring, we throw hands, then it's we sign waivers. We're good.
Go to Thailand, dude. Do some Muay Thai on his ass.
Right.
I don't know how we got there. I mean, we were talking about like loser white.
Yeah. Again, when the super chats come in, it can be off topic, but we answered it. Is there any other comment that you want me to bring up? And then I'm going to bring up one more TikTok.
I don't know. Was there any other gauging questions in the comments?
Yeah, I'm looking right now.
But dude, I love these questions though, man. I mean, these really poke people's brains, right? And I was just thinking about it. Yeah, I'll finish my point before we get to this next comment. But yeah, like,
oh, okay, go ahead.
I was thinking about it, like that guy when we got that comment from my channel PFG. So for this old white guy, what needs to be different for you to call him a winner? So I think what needs to be different, I don't think I answered it like as clear as possible, but I think what needs to be different is this needs to be something that is shown where it's like this guy didn't get this girl off money, right? Because we could all assume that, dude, it's based off money that this guy got this girl, because no way in hell, right? QB, you still there? Damn. This Wi-Fi is that bad? God damn. I'll just wait for him till he's back.
Okay, I'm back. My bad.
Dude, what's happening with your Wi-Fi? Are you in Mexico or what?
No, just sometimes every now and then it kind of crashes out, but that's my fault, bro. I apologize.
Yeah, all good, man.
We should be good. We should be good.
Yeah,
Now,
so back what I was saying with this that comment I got on my channel. Yeah, like I think to make this guy a winner, he has to really show like receipts that it's actually genuine love. And yeah, he could pay for some things here and there, but I feel like most of these guys, we could all assume that this dude got the girl from money, because a lot of the girls over there in like Thailand, Philippines, whatever, right? These Southeast Asia countries, like they're looking for guys who could like sponsor them, and if you can't show a lot of people that it's genuine love, then dude, like honestly, I think it's loser stuff. Do BBWs? No. So I would love to. It's just, I don't know, man.
What about the height? What about the height thing? Before my Wi-Fi was tripping here.
Oh, I didn't get to that. But like with the BB, with the dude, your comments are really all over the place. The BBW, I would love to try. It's just with me, like I feel like I get a lot of more attraction with like Asian women. I wish I could have more attraction to like non-Asian women. The other thing I've done before is like I made out with Latina girls, almost like stuff with like Latina girls, right? All the way, but it's just not like I don't vibe like that, because I think the point is Um, I I don't know if you're familiar with this term fob, but I would say I'm a little bit
No.
more fob washed. So fresh off the boat, like the Asians that are not from here. So I hang out with like a lot of fobs.
Yeah, bro.
I hang out with fobs over here in Cali quite a bit. Like I go back and forth to Taiwan quite a bit as well. But yeah, I mean, I still have a lot of predominantly Asian American friends. It's just yeah, I would say I'm more. I like to embrace my culture, and it's hard to do that. It's hard to be attracted or have like a good, interesting conversation with someone who's a non-Asian like that. Like even though as much as I want to have something with like BBWs, it's a little bit tough for me.
Got it.
It's kind
So what
of, I was gonna say something whack, but yeah, I was gonna say yeah, it's kind of like I'm not gonna say it. Never mind. Never mind. Let's just get to
sure?
this
No,
next
no,
one.
no. Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Let's
So,
get to this next one.
what about the height thing? Most men are like 5'5", and most of the world maybe not 5'9" on the high end, and women don't care. Does height really matter, or is it not really an issue? What's your thoughts on that?
So I want everyone to like. I know this is your chat. I got my chat here, but I want everyone to like guess how tall I am and how tall QB is. I don't know how tall you are. Let's do this. Let's do it. Let's do a guessing thing. Let's see like if people could actually
Oh,
guess.
okay, I can make a poll on that, and these damn bots came back, but let's do a poll really quick. How tall?
Damn, you could do like everything with StreamYard, huh?
Yeah, QB and Panda.
I kind of want to get StreamYard now, cause I can't even show the comments that I'm getting, which kind of
Okay,
sucks.
so I just did a poll. You guys comment in the chat to guess the height. We got Demargo. QB is 6'4". Uncle Asset 5'6". Marty
6'6".
5'11". But put either me or Panda next to
I know.
the height. Okay. Go block me and then go cry baby. I don't know who the hell is saying that. Okay.
Wait, they told you.
So
They told you that?
yeah. The chat. So guys, so far we only have 3 people. Okay, passport Playboy. QB's over 6 feet. Panda's probably 5'6". Damn, man. I don't think he's that short, but okay. Damn.
Dude, I look short
Mar-
though, man. It's kind of crazy.
Marty says 5'11". QB 6'4". Okay. Panda's probably 6'1". Okay, one more of each, and then we'll reveal the height.
Dude, you're probably already like 6'4", bro. Like everyone's guessing 6'4".
Yeah, I'm without shoes, I'm like 6'3". With shoes, 6'4". So QB is like 5'9", like game pill. Thank you, Tyrone. Okay, so if you want to reveal your height, it's up to you.
No, you go first, bro. 6'4".
So with tennis shoes, and I wear my shoes pretty much all the time, besides going to bed, basically, I am 6'4".
Dude, that's crazy. Like, you're a fucking giant, bro.
Former college basketball player, Division II. So
Hey,
yeah,
bro, you don't even
I'm,
look that
I'm
tall, like in photos. That's kind of crazy, man.
yeah, I know.
Damn.
Height.
Yeah, I'm 5'10". I'm like I would say average, I think.
That's above average on the height. Now,
It is? I
some
don't know.
guys some guys think that I basically overemphasize on height, saying that if you're not a certain height, you're disqualified. To me, is as long as you're not below the average height. But again, height cannot determine, height is not everything. The same thing with looks and then also charisma. You got to have a combination of things. So
Yeah, I
that's
agree. I
that's
mean,
my
I don't really have anything to say for that. I mean, I know a guy right now. He's in Taiwan, and he's like 5'6", 5'7", and he's having a lot of success with women, like more than me, and he's shorter than me, right? But
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, over here, maybe a little bit more it matters, but if you're gonna be passport broing, I don't think it matters that much.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Now let's get to this other TikTok really quick. So we got this guy here. I kind of noticed, not all, but some of these foreign white guys are just, I'm not going to say dorky, but I just can tell that they weren't really accepted in their like own place. Um,
Yeah, I just sent you something. I don't know if
okay.
you could show that on the screen. I sent it to your iMessage.
Yes. Oof. Okay. Yeah, I can bring that up.
Do you know this couple? I don't know what they're called.
No. Do they have a channel?
Yeah, they do, but let me find it right now real quick.
Okay, find a link, but so this is a guy dating a girl. I believe it's either Taiwan or I don't know, the Philippines, but younger white dude seems happy, but I don't know, it just looks a little off in my opinion. Okay, this guy is Dutch. But again, it seems like white foreigners going to Asia, they're definitely putting on the JBW card. Another super chat, I appreciate it. Would you? Okay, I got it.
Dude, I
Oh
don't even
yes,
know this David Bond.
bro, you're gonna have to when this stream is done, you're gonna have to probably do a response on your channel regarding David Bond. He's that famous, but I'll go ahead and bring up
I
this
just sent
guy.
Yeah, I just sent you the iMessage. Is Clan
Yeah.
Siege? Are you the one always asking about David Bond, or is it like a mix of people asking about
No,
David Bond?
he is. Uh, Thank you for the super chat again. I would love to debate David Bond again, but I don't think he wants to debate me.
Hey, I debate
Scott
anyone.
Yeah, David doesn't. Let me see if I have another super chat. Okay, here's one more, and then we're gonna play this video.
I got a comment on mine. Let's go through that one first. He
Okay,
says
cool.
height matters a lot more online than in person. If you walking up on a girl in person and able to make them smile or laugh, as long as you same height or taller than the girl, you are usually good IMO.
Okay,
Yeah.
who made that comment?
So a
What's his name?
PFG on my stream.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you guys want to check out my stream, you guys could check out Controvert Podcast as well. Make sure to sub.
Mods, put
Show
his
some love.
link in the chat, please? Damn, I'm trying to look for it. Gosh, there's so many comments. Weirdo. Okay, but go ahead and respond to what he just said.
I'll respond to this comment.
No, to the height comment. I was trying to find it here on my end, but it's just too many of them.
You mean PFG or which one?
Yeah, to PFGs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really got much to say. I mean, this guy's pretty on point. Like,
okay.
Well, I will say, I think it's different because if you get matched with a girl online, she already probably saw your height. So at that point, it's just a matter of being funny or witty. But some girls will probably like see you in person and they probably get a little bit turned off if you're not that tall. But at the same time, if you were to date overseas, I don't think it matters that much. They're not hugely emphasizing. Women are not hugely emphasizing on height overseas. In Taiwan, I think it's starting to spread. I think Taiwan, it's a mix of China and American ideals. So it's basically like a U.S. version of China. Like it's all Chinese people, and then yeah, they have more American ideals now over there. Girls there are starting to hook up like easily. Like you could take them home like first night easily. Yeah. All right, we got another one. David Bond. David Bond ran. Why are we getting a comment from David Bond? Okay, David Bond ran out of money. He works in a welding shop in Bakersfield called Larry McCart's Bar Factory. I know because I saw him recently. He also gained lots of weight. Okay, but wasn't there another comment on your channel that said he works at Mega Man PC or something?
Yeah, I saw that. It's probably trolls, but let me get back to just John. It's too damn expensive to date in the States. Thank you for the $2 super chat. I totally agree. Very expensive. But let's go ahead and segue to this channel here. So Scott and Divine. I mean, man, these dorky white dudes, man.
Hey, what's your thoughts on this? What's your thoughts on this before like you comment anything further?
This kind of represents like that loser type, but he gets like the hot or cute Asian girl. But again, I don't know if it's really organic. I have to really dive into the channel and really take a look at it. But I give the impression like, okay, if she's here in the United States, which kind of looking at those signs, I think she is, then this is really all bad. This is not a good situation.
So if it's organic, then he's not a loser? Is that what you're saying?
If it's organic, yes, he's not a loser. But if he led with the wallet, which I think he did, then it's this no, not good, not good. If he shipped her back to the United States, not good.
Here's the thing, it's very controversial, but I feel like this guy is okay. He's still a loser, but I think he had some luck and he pulled this girl organically. Okay, so.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think, okay, you know what? I'm happy for this guy. Out of everyone that you've shown today, this guy, I would say I'm the most happy for him, and I wouldn't really give derogatory comments to him except that he's a loser. Like the other guys, they relied on their money, but I feel like this guy, he relied on his own wit and his own personality to attract the women. I mean, I haven't looked much into this, but I don't think this guy makes that much money. So if he doesn't make that much money, there's no way he's pulling in this chick and shipping her over if he doesn't have that much money. I mean, I think now that they became TikTok stars, now he's able to ship her over. That's what happened.
But the thing is, would you want your girl to be a TikTok star? When they see a guy like him, you know how men are. It's, oh, you don't really want to be with him. You know, I'm more
Oh damn,
guys
they did.
hate.
They did move over. That's crazy. Damn. This is when they first started out, I think. Oh my god, dude. He's got to do something with his teeth though, man. I mean,
I mean, again,
hey,
I'm going to
Marty,
be very objective when I say this.
yeah.
A lot of guys like him would be like, I want the same type of pretty, feminine Asian girl. And the problem is when she's on the internet like that, they're going to try to hate on him. They're going to try to take her away from him. And so it's like, babe, we don't really need to be on TikTok anymore. I work, I can afford you, you live here. Let's not have any distractions.
But I think TikTok is what's getting them going. I think that's where all their income comes from now, because there's such a controversial couple that like a lot of people watch their stuff.
And a lot of people hate watch their stuff too.
Yeah, hate watch. Yeah,
That's my only fear. That would be my only fear. It could be very well organic. She loves him. She moved. Now, what would be interesting is, okay, when you're going to start the family, with her, when you guys are going to start having kids. But if we're solely relying on TikTok and knowing that guys will do crazy stuff sliding in the DMs, I would be very fearful of that.
Oh damn, that was her before. Damn, she's putting on hella makeup now then too. The hell? She don't look like that now? That's crazy.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But yo, listen, like I feel like any guy who's like, I would say this guy's probably a 2. Any guy who's a 2 and getting like a above him by a lot, he has every right to get her. Like I wouldn't judge if he's doing it close to organically. Of course, like men have to pay for a couple things here and there, but if he's sponsoring a girl completely, like her whole life, I think that's a problem. I think this is different because they built up TikTok together and now they're a couple account. So they're business partners with this. But I feel like with the other cases, it's all these guys who are pretty much sponsoring the girl. And look, like getting back to my original story of how I went to Taiwan, right? I try to ship a girl over. I make above 6 figures, but I'm not gonna sponsor a girl because I got money. All right, like I think any guy who does that is kind of losery because, dude, like, look, QB, let me ask you: if you had all the money in the world, would you just let your wife just sit there and just do nothing? And her only job is to just take care of the kids.
Nah, she's going to be doing some other activities for me. Whether it's helping me run a business, helping out with my family and their needs. Like it's going to be more than just taking care of the kids.
Yeah.
She doesn't necessarily have to work, okay? But I want her to be productive. So you're going to the gym. You may have a part-time job. Hey, where you're just selling clothes. You're selling clothes on the side. Something where you're productive. Or I'm going to put you in a language class to where you're speaking language or English a lot better. It ain't going to be, oh, let me just take care of the kids and spend all your money. No, that ain't happening.
You're pretty much saying you don't want to be with someone who has the brain levels of a slug, right?
Yes.
See, I think that's the problem with the red pill. so they talk a lot about like, yeah, if I have all the money, if I'm rich, I'll take care of everything for like my women. But the problem with that is, then in a sense, you're kind of like that person's slave, and this person also that you're a slave for, you don't have any this person doesn't have any emotional value to you other than being affectionate. Um, it's like a baby that loves you. What's the point of that? Like, you have a baby as your partner. What's the point of having another baby then? Then you have two babies. If you guys were to have a kid together, then you have to take care of two babies. I'm not here for like taking care of two babies. That's weird.
No, I see it as more as she's complimenting you as a man. So, as a man, we are protectors and providers, okay? Women is supposed to be helper. So, I don't need to necessarily baby her now. I do have to give her love and affection just the same way she has to give me love and affection. To me, that's very mutual. But if she does not basically compli is not complimentary, I don't know why I cannot pronounce that word right now the way I want to, then she's no good. She's damaged goods. So again, it's helping me, making sure that I have peace, obviously be a good mother, and make decisions as an adult. Now when I have to do like absolutely everything, like wash the dishes, pay the bills on time, pick up the kids from school, then that's when it becomes a problem. And your argument is very fair where yes, she's like a baby. I don't want that. No, absolutely not. So I think it's very important early on in a relationship. You can see by her actions what she's going to be further into the relationship. So if she listens and respects you and then respects your commands, then to me, that's not going to be an issue if you protect and provide. That's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, so here's my issue with it. Like, I feel like if a girl has an intellect of a banana slug, and it's I don't know why I don't know why I keep getting slug in my mind, but like, yeah, so like, if she has the emotional capacity of a banana slug and all she could do is take care of the kids and be loving, nurturing for them, um, like I feel like my love model, right? Or like, what is that called? Physical touch, whatever, right? Quality time, all that stuff.
Mhm.
Love language. I feel like a subcategory of mine is being able to have conversations. I love like these conversations. Not necessarily a debate, but if like the girl that I'm talking to, if I'm dating her and she cannot understand what I'm saying and she's like confused, it's like, what am I with you for? Like, you're just there to take care of the kids and just do like motherly roles. Like, there's no point. I need to connect with someone. I feel like a lot of um, a lot of why I have an issue with this is because if you can't connect with that person, there's no point. And I think that's what the red pill always like preaches. It's like, if you have a lot of money, then just use that on a girl who's like loving and affectionate. You don't have to care about how much intellect she has. I'm like, that's kind of weird to me, man.
Well, I would not want to, like, for me, I can tell if a girl is problematic on her intellectual level and on her actions. So it's very important for guys to just not even deal with those type of women, because there's women that do have jobs and they're still kind of bimbos. Like, huh? How did you get this position? Oh, well, because I'm cute and
That's
I
true.
have big titties.
That's true too. You gotta date someone with depth, you know, like, even as a
Mhm.
man, you still need to date someone who has like some sort of intellectual ability to understand things. You can't just be dating someone who's a bimbo. And like, even if she's working, look, if she's making a lot of money too, like, I was interested in this one software engineer chick. she was making a lot of money, but like whenever I talk to her, she's like NPC, and I'm like, dude, I'm turned off. I can't deal with this anymore. Like, yeah, you're smart, but in terms of smart, all you know how to do is code. That's okay. Like, yeah, I can't do this. That's crazy.
Right. Nah. So you're absolutely right. And that's why I tell passport bros, look, when you do travel overseas, do not go for low tier women. And part of that is her intellect. You know, if she does not um if she's not intellectually sound, okay, again, she doesn't need to be a rich girl or a girl that is on basically middle class, right? Let's just say she grew up in the hood, but she has good qualities, good traits, and she's not a girl that is just basically a bimbo. Then to me, you do have a quality woman.
Yep.
She just doesn't have the fortunate hand compared to other people.
Yep.
So I wouldn't disregard her. But if you got a girl that you know like she can't do basic math and doesn't follow your command, then hell no. That's not a girl you will want to say, I'm going to make you a housewife. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
So,
I think I have one
ooh.
final point. I don't know if we're trying to wrap it up anytime soon, but one
Yeah, final closing thoughts like
yeah,
in 5 minutes, but go ahead.
yeah. So I think I want to make something very clear, like building off what you said. I think there's definitely a fine line when a passport bro is like respectable. Like, number one, you can't have your passport bro, um, your crusade of trying to find a girl overseas. You can't have that for too long. If you're always like hoping for that, you gotta. This is just my opinion, right? Um, but I think that the dudes that ride on this and rely heavily on like trying to find a girl overseas to bring over here, and that's their only drug that they could really live off of. I think that's loser behavior. But there's a caveat to that. I think the caveat is if you have been doing this for not a long time, like it's like just experience like your first time, or even second time, third time. You're not doing it for a long time, and you find a girl that's really quality, and she's really trying to work with you to come over to the States. Let's not mention like if you're trying to go to Mexico, like because bro, like that's solid. I respect that about you, QB. But with these guys who's trying to ship a girl over, I'm gonna just say it's not gonna work if number one you don't have enough money, and number two if you can't work with this girl to get her over and like up and running. Because like if her English isn't good, it's gonna be hard for you to find her a job, and you guys are gonna be struggling. Especially if you guys live in California, you're screwed. Like you need at least like 250K yourself to nurture this girl and to really like provide for this girl. And honestly, that's a very honestly, I feel like not a lot of the people in this viewer base make 250K themselves. Like that's insane amount. And so yeah, I'm just trying to be real. Like I come from an engineering background, so like I do the math. It doesn't make sense to me. Like so a lot of these dudes, they're going on these dopamine rushes all the time to find this girl, and they can't even provide. So it's like, what are you doing this for? And like you're going after girls that are just hot. What are you gonna do over here? Like model? You're not gonna do crap. You can't do crap with like dating her. You're just wasting your time. So I think a lot of these passport bros, if they have a lot of success, they're probably just in it for the ride, and they're just trying to live off this dopamine rush, you know.
Yes.
It's a lot. It's a lot to unpack.
Yeah. No, I totally understand. And my thing is you have to come with the solution. You have to be realistic. So it's either you move there or um, you basically say that possibly I might need to change my career as well because bringing the girl back, shipping her here, it's just too much of a risk. And so many things can go against you. So that's where the Passport Bro space has not really figured out that solution. So until then, you have to think of alternatives, okay? And I kind of figured that out, but that's still to be continued as well. And again, we just want to give guys options here on this channel. Make sure you sub to Panda's channel. This guy is a great guest. Definitely got to have you back on here again, man. Don't become that loser with the passport, because so many things can go against you. So, other than that, anything else you want to mention before we close up shop?
Yeah, bro, I saw your birthday bash or whatever, and you guys had like a lot of call-ins. So if you ever want to do anything like that again, make sure to bring me on. I love to come on,
Sure.
debate some people.
Oh,
It's fun stuff. I always keep it very civil. So at the end of the day, like, we're all still friends. We're all still homies. We're all still like fellow
okay.
content creators, and let's just keep at it.
Okay, cool. All right, make sure you guys sub, like, okay? And we are signing off.
All right, signing off my live chat too. Thank you guys. Thanks everyone for commenting, all that. All right, peace out, QB.
All right.